What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you've been here before, I'm Neon Mushroom. We're going into round 3 of the Pandemonium Premodern Championship, the Fall Series Championship, and I'm once again joined by Andrew, Mr. Heavy Play himself. What's up, dude?
Not too much. Ready to watch some awesome games of Premodern.
That's good. That's good to hear, because I think we are going to have an awesome game here. There's a spicy deck and then a deck everyone loves to see. Before we get into that, just in case, if you didn't watch the first video in this series, it's a tournament. What are you doing? But in case you're jumping in now, Andrew, why don't you go ahead and plug all your stuff? So on the direly low chance that people don't know who you are, but know who I am somehow, let them know who you are.
Absolutely, yeah. As you said, I am a Heavy Play on the internet. No, not the sleeve company, the OG. I cover Premodern as well, very similar to what we're about to see. So if you just look up Heavy Play Premodern on the internet, you should be able to find it just fine. I also do old school coverage and a bit of random stuff here and there. And yeah, very excited to be on here once again with you.
Awesome. I'll reiterate this. If you were doing coverage of a tournament, if you really enjoy this, say you like this type of video more than you like me screwing around in my studio with my local players, Andrew's channel is mostly that. So I really can't recommend. Between Andrew and the Duress crew guys and a few other channels, basically my whole YouTube feed is just Premodern content, and Andrew's, I watch every single upload. I did just a little bit behind the veil peeking. We're recording this the same day that we recorded round 1, obviously. And right before, I was late to this recording because I had to finish up Andrew's most recent video from today, which was from a totally different tournament in Oregon. And there was a sweet blue-black Stifle Knot deck, which I was enticed by. So that was a sweet game to watch. But what are we getting into today? Let's go ahead and start looking at our players' decks, starting with Darian, Balzer, and Angry Ghoul. Are you familiar with the Angry Ghoul archetype?
I am. This one is way easier for me to wrap my head around than straight up like full English breakfast.
Yeah.
This one, very much straightforward. Uses a lot of the same tools. We do see some Hermit Druids, some other key pieces, but this one is all around the card Sutured Ghoul. It also, I should mention, has just Dreadnought combo baked into it.
And you can do it on turn 1 because of Lotus Petal.
Yes.
So like every 20 games or so, you're going to have a hand that just goes, you're done. Here's a 12-12, which is going to be pretty good.
Yes.
But yeah, it's doing double duty. You've got, I think I agree with you. I think this deck's configured in a way where its main combo is trying to do the Hermit Druid combo. And if you know it, you want to explain how that combo works. I think to us, we're staring at this deck, everything makes sense. But maybe a newer player would look at this and go, this deck doesn't do anything. What are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the key part is to get a Hermit Druid out, have it survive, then get to tap it. You'll notice that there are no basic lands in the deck. So Hermit Druid essentially puts your entire deck into your graveyard. Then you use either Reanimate or I think a Shallow Grave as well.
It is Shallow Grave,
okay. Yep. Yeah, to get Sutured Ghoul, which is a 7-drop zombie with trample. As it enters the battlefield, exile any number of target creatures from your graveyard. Its power is equal to the total power of the exiled cards, and its toughness equal to its toughness.
Yep, yeah.
So you understand why we have a bunch of 12-12 Dreadnoughts. There have been other configurations. Is it Cloud Scraper, the 13-13 or something like that?
The deck plays the Krosan Cloudscapers, yeah.
So this is similar to that, but like we mentioned, it does have the Dreadnought backup. But yeah, then the key piece to get this to a potential, once you combo off, you win, is Dragon Breath, which is a 2-mana enchant creature. Enchant creature has haste. Sounds all well and good, but how do you get it from the graveyard? Well, when a creature with a converted mana cost of 6 or more, which is what Sutured Ghoul has, comes into play, you may return a Dragon Breath from your graveyard to play, enchanting the creature. So it gives it haste, and usually you're swinging for, at the very least, 24-24, but oftentimes much more.
It goes up to 51-51 if you want it to, because that's 4 Dreadnoughts plus the 3 Hermit Druids you didn't use.
Yes.
It's the maximum. A few things I will say. I got some questions. I have made a video about this deck. I recently played this on my channel in the studio. After seeing Darian Balzer's sweet list, I played his deck card for card. I actually went out and bought the Sylvan Safekeepers. The is it Ali Raid or Ali Rade?
Ali Rade, yeah.
Ali Rade. I actually got those Sylvan Safekeepers so it would match. But a few things that players don't always understand. The first one, I get this comment all the time. how do you order your graveyard? You don't get to control the order. The way that Hermit Druid works, and Andrew, I know you know this, I'm explaining this to anyone who might not be in the know. Hermit Druid does not flip the cards into your graveyard one at a time. The reason it looks like that's happening is because you reveal them one at a time until you hit a basic land, then they all enter the graveyard at the same time. Yes. This is super important because if you have multiple cards entering the graveyard at the same time, you as the player controlling that get to order the cards. This is important because Shallow Grave reanimates the top creature. Yep. You can ensure that Sutured Ghoul is the top card. Another question I got from this studio's very own Max, hi, I'm Max from the Neon Mushroom videos himself, asked me in a video, and I was really kind of cheeky and didn't tell him. But he went, what happens if you draw your Sutured Ghoul? Because at the face value, the deck can't pitch its Sutured Ghoul. This is not correct. When you activate Hermit Druid, you have one Cabal Therapy in your deck. So once you flip your deck, you can always sacrifice the Druid to Cabal Therapy your own Sutured Ghoul. That comes up as well. And then in order to not deck the Krosan Reclamation, you'll want to cast that in your upkeep to return 2 Reanimates to the top of your library. Kind of similar to Full English Breakfast. Just wanted to get those out of the way for any new person to the format who's like, I don't get it. Oh, also, Andrew, I don't know if you knew about this one. This one's really cool. Vision Charm, kind of soft combos with Worldly Tutor in some spots where you've got like critical mass, but you need to get like the ghoul in the graveyard right away. You can, and you don't have like a Hermit Druid. You can Worldly Tutor and Vision Charm your own ghoul. Also, if you're playing against like Dreadnought, you can Vision Charm your opponent and make all islands into swamps to stop them from interacting. I guess I'm just gushing about how this deck uses all the parts of the animal. Like everything does something, which is so cool.
It's a real cool one for sure. Yeah, I can't wait to see this game. But first, who is he playing against?
Who are we playing against? That's a good question. This is going to be Doug. You're starting to get into the rhythm of your videos, which I love. I do want some of that on my channel. But yes, who indeed? It's Doug Procaneers, standard The Rock. I say standard, but looking at this list, I'm seeing some interesting stuff. Yeah, it's actually kind of a spicy rock list.
It's got some real spice to it. You'll notice, first off, there is no mana dorks at all. Not even Wall Roots, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, none. I'm looking at it. We've got Wall of Blossoms.
We got Wall of Blossoms.
That's certainly in
we
there,
don't have
no
birds. We don't have Findhorn or Llanowar.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. So this is an even more mid-rangey version of The Rock.
We've got, look at that. That's 3 Plague Spitters.
I was going to say the reason for that is the 3 Plague Spitters. Yeah, I don't know why we're not running any Wall Roots, as that can still work well with Plague Spitter and still provide you with some acceleration. But yeah, the 3 Plague Spitters is a very spice include, I feel, especially if you partner it with Recurring Nightmare.
Agreed, which we do see. We see the normal, stuff in Recurring Nightmare loops with Wall of Roots, so you can like get your Blastoderms back or your Ravenous Baloths. Another spicy include is sometimes we'll see 1 copy of Spiritmonger. Doug is really committing. He's got 2 full copies in the deck.
Yeah, Spiritmonger, a nostalgic, absolute animal of a card from way back in the day. Still, we'll see, like you said, occasional 1 of, or in this case, 2 of play. This card was a real problem back in the day, and I think is still good enough against some decks to warrant being played, even if it's not main deck, even potentially in the sideboard.
It's the black-green Morphling. What can we say? It's so good. And then the sideboard is interesting. This is something that kind of, when I was making these files up so we could like share the screen and do the video, one thing I saw that really jumped out at me when I was designing this card we're looking at here with all the deck on it was we've got the 3 Plague Spitters in the main and the 4 Pernicious Deeds, which seems like it would be good against tribal strategies, or typal strategies is what we call it now. There's 4 Engineer Plagues in the side to go with it, which is like...
Just really shiny. Do you guys have a lot of elf players or goblin players, and this Doug's just tired of losing to?
We do have some. I think out of the 28, 29, whatever it was, players in the room, we had, I know my roommate, Guy, was on goblins, and Max himself, from the popular Neon Mushroom show, was on elves. So that's at least 2. I think we had 1 additional elves player, and I think that's where it stops. So he seems to be, I think, maybe in his local playtest group, because he does come from out of town to come to these events. So I think maybe in his group, he's just sick and tired of getting a lot more elfed out of the game, maybe.
I mean, Engineer Plagues can be pretty surgical as well. I know I'm not the only one, but I like to bring them in, especially if it's a mono black based deck against burn, just to name elementals or to take care of a Grim Lavamancer or 2. It's not a perfect solution, but being able to prevent 6 damage hitting your face is not a bad plan.
It's substantial. Also, you can of course name Construct or Phyrexian, because in the Tinker Fling matchup, it does just stop the combo. Yeah,
exactly.
So maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's a nice piece for sure. The guy's blessings are the odd piece out for me in this sideboard. I can understand having 1, especially if you do see a lot of combo decks, but running 2 is quite a bit unusual, and it might actually be for that exact same reason. The Tinker Fling deck with the mill win con there with Alter Dementia. Maybe these are just additional pieces against that. But
I will say that we covered in round 1, we covered Kyle LeDuc's Tireless Tribe, which is very close to my tribe list I played in the last tournament I covered. I beat Kyle in Swiss at that last tournament. At this one, I lost to Doug. He was on this same list or something very close to it. And I will say on my tribe deck, he brought in his Gaia's Blessings, and the turn after I Quiet Spec, he blessinged me, and that did not feel good. I will say that. I will say that happened.
Yes, but they are incidental graveyard hate against your opponent too. Usually not used that way, but can be for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
very cool.
That's the decks, man. Let's hop into game 1. Let's see what our players get up to. I want to see if Doug does the same thing here. Doug has elite taste in snacks. By the way, they're playing Rock Lobster here.
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors. We see lobster for Darian. And then for Doug, we see paper. And paper gets cut by scissors. So I believe that has Darian on the play. Or no, Rock Lobster. Yep, that was Scissors Lizard for Darian.
Yes.
Darian's super cool. I believe he's a teacher is what he does by trade. And he has been nothing but immaculate vibes at all of these events. He's been a super awesome addition to our local community. Our community is growing. It's been really cool to see. I know you guys have a super strong community out in Portland, and I'm happy to report that ours is coming along very nicely as well. A lot of us are getting ready to travel down to Columbus, Ohio, which for me is about 3 hours, to participate in another community, the Retromancers Buckeye Brawl. So I guess this is a mini plug. If you're anywhere near Ohio, you should go to the Buckeye Brawl. Oh, it's there. It's right there. M&M's. Okay, in our game, he had Reese's Cups, which is elite. He also was very tentative of the game. A lot of people in the comment section had a lot to say about him never finishing the cup over the course of a 10-minute game because he made sure to be very active in our game. Yep. But Doug has, next party I have, I'm putting him in charge of the snacks. And it looks like they're finally getting shuffled up. Now, I didn't cut these videos ahead of time. I kind of wanted, and hopefully everyone can let me know in the comments, let Andrew know how these are going. But I really wanted to do my best to emulate like a mixture of how like Duress Crew and Andrew, how those guys handle their videos for coverage. Because I feel like if I overcut it, we'll either find ourselves like rushing or maybe it won't seem organic. So that's kind of how we did it here. Now, before we get into the game, Andrew, who do you have winning this matchup?
That is a good question. I do favor the combo deck in game 1, obviously. But Doug does have a lot of answers against it. We didn't see any just straight up cheap stuff like Phyrexian Furnace or Tormod's Crypt. He does have to work a little bit for it with Withered Wretches and Gaia's Blessings. But I think if those can come down soon enough, could still be good enough. The fact that he doesn't have mana dorks too actually makes it a little tougher to accelerate to a point where that mana is going to be relevant fast enough for the deck to interact with Angry Ghoul
on turn 3. Yeah,
exactly.
It's so fast. All right, we're looking at some openers finally, and it looks like I can't see the mana situation quite right, but I see Darian mulliganing, and it's only round 2. So not all players know what everyone's on yet. It is a closed deckless tournament. But
Doug's looked a little problematic too. I just saw Volrath Stronghold as his only land. He might have had a Treetop Village or something like that, but no black sources. Did have a Cabal Therapy as well, which would be huge for helping him figure out what his opponent's on. Even the blind name does give relevant info.
Oh, 100%. You know, if you see a green source, you just Cabal Therapy, name Survival. Even if it misses, you get the information. And I will say that's another reason that maybe I'm favoriting Darian to win this game 1. Because Doug, I think, gets better post-board. Not even because of the sideboard, but because he's more informed with his Cabal Therapies and when he wants to duress, things like that.
Yeah, I think if Darian is on the play, I think I favor him overall for the match.
I agree with that.
Just because he gets 2 on the plays, even if he loses game 2.
Now, what if he mulligans to 5, Andrew?
That is a little bit more problematic.
That seems tough.
Doug's hand looks very solid. He's got plenty of lands.
Strong.
Yeah. has
And
a
he's gonna
Wall of
put one
Blossoms
back,
to get back his mulligan.
Yep. The Wall of Blossoms doesn't have a lot of text in this matchup because Darian's not going to be attacking with like 2 power creatures. But if he develops the Cabal Therapy, all of a sudden shredding Darian's game plan apart when he's already at 5 becomes a huge reality.
Absolutely.
Which I don't think is what we want to see. Who's the hero here? We kind of had a hero on hero matchup last round. Who's the hero here, Andrew?
I think Angry Ghoul's the hero, even with the spice Doug is bringing in this rock matchup, or in this rock deck, I should say, is still... I mean, he's favored 50-50 no matter what. I think that's just the baseline of the rock. Exactly, yes. But Angry Ghoul is such a cool one. I actually haven't seen it played in Portland in quite some time.
Yeah, it's a rare pull. It's a rare pull for sure.
I think part of it too is accessibility.
100%. Yeah.
Obviously,
Dreadnoughts.
Yep. I mean,
Just
wheel out
Dreadnoughts.
proxies at our tournament. I know you mentioned in round 1 that even though this wasn't 100% proxy friendly, this event did allow, was it 16 proxies or 12
total? Yeah,
12.
12.
Okay.
That
So
was
covers your
we came up with the
Dreadnoughts.
number. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just looked at like all the decks and found the average number of reserve list cards, and that's how we came up with that number. Ooh, we're off to the races. We're gonna see how right we were about the opener. Okay, what about turn 1?
Turn
We got a
1,
reader.
yeah.
I'm sorry, is that a reader on Hermit Druid? That's crazy.
I mean, if you're not familiar with the 2 to 3 decks it's in, I understand.
True.
But
I'm glad Carl's not doing this game because if he saw someone read Hermit, he'd probably like be really mad. All right, we got a little forest action. For anyone who doesn't know, Carl from Impulse Crew is like the Hermit Feb King himself. So he's cast a couple Hermit Druids.
well, I hope I didn't steal his choice game.
No. So I let people pick games in the order they got back to me, and you were the first one, Andrew.
Cool.
You know?
I don't know if it's
but
just because I'm always online or...
It's, I'm not going to make a comment on that. We're going to see a second land. We're both probably always online because I know how long it takes these videos to edit.
Yes.
And you upload almost as much as I do. So you got
Not
your hands
quite.
full.
I mean, you got every day going. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point, but yeah, 3 a week
That's
is probably
true.
going to be my limit until it becomes a
But
full-time thing.
I was about to keep riffing, but we're doing it here. We're activating Hermit Druid, so we should probably pay attention now, I guess.
Yeah, so he's going to order the top cards, which means he probably... I mean, he'll do it anyways, but it means he's probably going with the... God, I'm blanking on the card. The card that cares about the top card in your graveyard.
Shallow Grave.
Shallow Grave, yes, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he would be doing this no matter what.
It's 2 reanimates. It doesn't matter because of the Dragon Breath, right?
Yes.
He's just going to grab... He's going to grab the Krosan Reclamations, and he's going to pop those into place. And I think he's doing this at the end of Doug's turn, the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Because what he'll have to do is on tap and then Krosan Rec, and he must have a black source in his hand that he can use to cast the Reanimate and go for lethal. Mind you, the Druid's still in play too, so he can Cabal Therapy before going for it to make sure that Doug doesn't have, for instance, I think Diabolic Edict is the only way Doug would have out of this spot. And then we see Doug fishing through the graveyard. This is very much a good idea, because as part of this combo, Darian has to flip the entire graveyard, making it public knowledge. And if Doug knows he's dead here, he gets a clinic on exactly how Darian's deck is built.
Yes.
And then we're passing the pile over to Doug to see how he is going to win. This might be Doug conceding and just getting every piece of information, unless he's like sandbagging a Diabolic Edict to just blow Darian out. Maybe he's going to try to get him. Don't cast the Cabal Therapy. I don't have it. Just go for it. But yeah, like we said earlier, this is 48 points of damage if this Reanimate resolves to hit the Sutured Ghoul and attack Doug.
Yes.
And I think that's why this deck's also maxing out on Reanimate instead of Shallow Grave. It's a 1-mana spell, so you can typically do it earlier. Because there's a real mana bottleneck. You need 3 mana over the course of the turn you activate the Druid and the Krosan Reclamation, plus the payoff spell, which is the Reanimate.
Right, and I guess this is actually happening on Darian's turn, right? Because the Hermit would have had Summoning Sickness. Yeah, so yeah, it is going to be a Reanimate. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, an upkeep.
So no, let's see here.
No, it must...
Was it missed? Did either we missed a turn or Darian missed Summoning, or both players missed Summoning Sickness? Not really sure which is happening here. Now, I will say every player here very excited to be in the game. Don't worry, in post when I'm editing this, you guys will know for sure if Andrew and I just missed something,
Entirely possible.
Or if because that's entirely possible.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I'm not going to put a limiter on the amount of riffing because I think that's part of the fun of doing the whole collaborative effort for these. But if Darian got there, both of them missed it, so apologies. But also, this is still cool, so I guess deal with it. So there's the Cabal Therapy like we were talking about. So he's going to sacrifice, probably naming. Now, I don't have a way to know what our opponent's named because I'm not recording audio, obviously. But I'm going to guess he names Diabolic Edict. Because Smother doesn't do it and Snuff Out. Or Smother and Snuff Out don't beat the Sutured Ghoul.
Doug does have an Edict in hand. Yep. It looks like that is what he named.
Super tight play here. And then we've got the black. Nope, he does have the black source and the Gemstone Mine in hand.
Yep.
So we're going to play out the. Oh, did he played the Hermit off of a Lotus Petal? No, we're good.
That's
we're
right.
Good. He played the Hermit on turn 1. I figured it out. We missed something. It wasn't Darian. He did everything perfectly. All right, there's a Sutured Ghoul. And Sutured Ghoul comes in and says, yo, check this out. I'm going to exile a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, gonna play it safe. Just do 2. Don't need to be too flashy. Even though you know exactly what your opponent has in hand.
See,
because
I get it.
The naturalize.
But you got to flex.
Yeah.
Oh, the naturalize. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And you reanimated it so he doesn't have to sack it at end step like you would have to with the shallow grave. This is actually
this is going to
really
happen
good play.
before combat. So unfortunately, the Ghoul does not have haste. So
no, but it's a 24-24.
It's a 24-24 with trample, and Doug has exactly 1 turn to draw the other 2 edicts.
Diabolic Edict.
Yeah.
There's a land. I don't think any of those 3 cards in his hand do it.
No,
I think he's staring at it to see if the Plague Spitter morphs into a Diabolic Intent or Diabolic Edict, but it won't. Yep, there's a wall. Take it. Yeah, I like just drawing your cards, making sure there's absolutely no out. But as I see it right now, Doug's still at 20. That Ghoul is a 28-28. Technically, Doug lives at 1 after blocking here. Right? No, he doesn't. He's at 20.
It's a 24-24.
Actually. 24-24.
Yeah.
And then he blocks with 4 points of damage. So it's Exactsies, actually. It's Exactsies. Okay, well, that was sweet. I don't know who... You said you had Darian to win game 1, so that was pretty good. Let's get into some sideboarding. See what they've got access to. So this is one that I'm really interested to get your feedback on. Darian actually deviated from the stock Angry Ghoul sideboards quite a bit, and this one looks really good to me.
Yeah, I will admit the sideboarding decisions are a bit outside of my wheelhouse for this deck. I haven't really played too much of it or against it too much, but the Safekeepers make sense. Obviously, your opponent's going to be bringing in ways to deal with your one big threat. I think maybe... I don't even know if you actually bring in the second Sutured Ghoul. I'd be more worried about that with cards like Swords of Plowshares.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here, because you just mentioned the Safekeepers, which I think are very sweet. I think, now this is, I haven't actually had a chance to sit down with Darian and discuss the reasons for, like, for instance, putting an extra Ghoul and Shallow Grave in the board. But to me, the extra Ghoul and Shallow Grave are for when you want to lean more towards the Reanimate side of your game plan.
Right.
But the Sylvan Safekeepers to me read like, these are for matchups where I would like to lean into my Phyrexian Dreadnought plan.
Interesting.
Because you can open on the Safekeeper and then just protect your Dreadnought. You don't need to protect it for the whole game. You just need to protect it for 2 turns. And it turns out that if you're going to go turn 1 Safekeeper, turn 2 Dreadnought, that is all lined up for you. You've got the Safekeeper, play the Dreadnought, sacrifice a land for the first Swords or Smother or whatever, and then there's a second land to sacrifice. It's a 2-turn clock. So to me, if you're Darian here, are you on the Sutured Ghoul plan or are you on the Stifle Knot plan? I guess is the big question.
Right. And it depends how familiar he is with Doug's deck as well. Like you mentioned, he sounds like he's brought it in the past, so he might have some more familiarity and maybe knows that the Graveyard Hate plan is not quite as strong with Doug's deck, especially with how fast Darian's deck can be. So maybe you keep the combo in. The Gilded Drake is an interesting include too. I want to talk about that. I don't think it comes in this matchup by any means.
No,
I think it's more for Terravor.
For sure. Yeah, Terravor or Dreadnought maybe. Yeah, I could see that being a thing you could try. But Spiritmonger, not the worst. Not the worst runner-up prize, for sure.
Especially against a deck that does not have an exile effect for it. I mean, obviously the Diabolic Edicts are still problematic, no matter what big threat you have. But Yeah, that actually would be kind of funny to see a Gilded Drake take a Spirit Monger.
Absolutely, it would. But yeah, I think in reality, we're probably looking at like the Cabal Therapy, just because he does need to make sure he's protecting either combo. And I could see the Safekeepers, because the Safekeepers also protect the Reanimate combo from both targeted removal and Diabolic Edict. So I could see those coming in. As far as what comes out, I have not figured out how you take cards out of the deck yet, because it seems like the deck needs every single card to function. But that's Darian's sideboard. Let's have a little look over at the kind of equally spicy Rock sideboard, because this isn't like any Rock sideboard configuration I've seen up to this point.
Yeah, and we did talk about it a little bit in the deck tech, but yeah, the extra Engineer Plagues and the 2 of Gaia's Blessings, I do think, like you mentioned, the Gaia's Blessings do come in. I think the Wither Wretches also do come in. Being able to have the mana up to hit Sutured Ghoul before it gets reanimated with Wither Wretch is pretty huge. Darian doesn't have a lot of ways to remove creatures, really. So
I think it's actually 0 ways to remove creatures.
There you go, yeah. He has to hit with Cabal before that happens.
Right. But the Gaia's Blessing being a sorcery, I think when Darian goes for the combo, everything's entering the graveyard that turn.
That's
so
fair,
I think Gaia's Blessing just might be too slow, right?
That's a good point. I think, I'd agree with that. I think maybe it is just the Wither Wretches.
Maybe
don't
Crumble
know.
to protect from the Dreadnought half. That is if Doug knows that he is packing Vision Charm and Stifle.
Which he did get to see the whole deck. So, yeah, I think maybe the Crumbles do come in. I do like Crumble as a card just in Premodern in general.
It's a layover from Old School, right?
Yes, yeah. I don't remember exactly what set it got printed in. Maybe like Chronicles or something. That made it.
I think that's right. Yep.
Or actually, no, wait. Chronicles isn't Premodern legal because it wasn't a standard legal set. I don't know what it got printed.
It's definitely been reprinted in a white border set for Premodern. But yeah, you're right. The original printing is very much an Old School card.
Yes, and this card, 1-mana answer to artifacts. Yes, your opponent gains life equal to the casting cost, but when you're casting a 1-mana Dreadnought, it's really negligible.
Also very good for hitting Swords to Plowshares even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hitting Mox Diamond is great here. But yeah, I think that's probably what we'll see. Maybe Crumbles, definitely Wretches though. I think you're right about Withered Wretch being the way to try to navigate this matchup post board.
Yeah, and if Doug is being extra spicy, maybe a Haunting Echoes. I don't think it's
going to say that.
I don't think it's fast enough. Like this is things go horribly wrong for Darian and it just slams the door. It's definitely not what I would first pick in, but if Doug thinks he has enough interaction to bring this in as well, this is just good enough. Like
I mean, a winning line is simply Cabal Therapy Dreadnought into Haunting Echoes. That just wins on the spot, right? Because Darian can never get the critical mass to actually convert lethal.
And this is another instance where not having the Mandorks could be a bit of a downside as well, because it takes a few more turns to get up to that.
Turn 5, yeah. That's going to be slow. Well, let's see what happens, because we're going to hop right into game number 2, where Doug is, luckily for him, going to be on the play, because this Angry Ghoul deck is so fast. Yes. I think that was a turn 3 kill we just saw. Turn 4. Turn 4, because Doug had the Naturalize.
That's right, yeah.
All right, Doug's hand. I see an Edict, but he's putting it back because I think the only land was a Treetop Village.
Yeah, and I actually didn't count the land counts for these decks, but usually...
Yeah, I know that Angry Ghoul is 22. I would make an educated guess without looking at it in front of me that Doug's is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 24 since he doesn't have mana dorks. Maybe even 25.
Yeah, it looks like 24.
You're smart. You've got the images open. I'm looking at it through OBS, so if I switch to the image, it's going to mess up our little stream here that we're using. So I'm glad you have those pulled up. That's smart. But yeah, see, you're right. Doug I get not having Birds of Paradise in the Rock because obviously it's a combo with Pernicious Deed. Obviously, if you do want to play Plague Spitter, that's dangerous. But I think the exclusion of Wall of Roots is really interesting, and I'd really need that explained to me because it seems like Wall of Roots is such an obvious include in that deck to me.
Same. I mean, you just want a few more low drop pieces also to sack to Cabal Therapy, especially if you're running 4. Yeah, I mean, the Wall Blossoms are really good, obviously, as well. But yeah, it is an interesting exclusion, and I would almost even cut both of the Spirit Mongers just to put Wall Roots in.
Oh yeah. All right.
As much as I love that hands.
100% agree. I just want to nudge you towards Darian's opener right now on 6. You can't see it because it's bent up. but I witnessed a blue card, which is always a way to enable Dreadnought, and a Dreadnought and lands to do it.
Okay.
And Doug's keeping. I think both players are keeping, and I think Darian is very much on the Dreadnought you plan. That's my shots called right now.
That seems like a good one.
Information. Yeah. Ooh, but Doug has a Cabal Therapy.
He does.
I wonder if he does a heads up Cabal Therapy naming Dreadnought. I wonder what this is naming.
I would probably, if I was him, I would name the Hermit. You saw that be such a problem.
Yep, true.
And Sylvan Safekeeper as well.
This is, oh no. Andrew, this is turn 1, Petal, Land, Safekeeper, Dreadnought, Protect It.
Yeah,
Andrew.
that is problematic.
No. This is dark. This is so messed up. Here comes the Gemstone Mine. It comes in with 3 counters. Here comes a Lotus Petal and a Lotus Petal. I think he's going to do what I just said. Here comes the Sylvan
why
Safekeeper.
wouldn't you? Doug's just going to take a sip of water. He knows what's happening.
Yep. I think it's happening. Yep, there's the Dreadnought.
Stifle
Here goes the Petal.
With protection backup. Oh my god.
Yep.
Don't even have to worry about the edict effect either.
Nope, nothing. Everything's fine.
And I don't think Doug has... He did bring in the Haunting Echoes. I see it in his hand.
And the Crumble. He's got the Crumble.
Okay, he's got a Crumble, but I don't think that's good enough.
No, he needs Crumble into Smother. Maybe that's good enough because he can get the Dreadnought protected, then the Smother resolves. But right now, and you know what that's still dead to? Darian having a second land drop.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So this is interesting. I say it's interesting. I think it's actually just a massacre is what we're looking at right now. There's the second land drop.
I think that is game.
Yeah, even Pernicious Deed's too slow because it doesn't have an accelerator, so he can't pop it on 1.
Yeah.
So here comes the Dreadnought. That's going to be 12 damage. Doug hasn't taken damage yet, so he's going to drop down to 8. And then even a wall is not good enough because as we discussed in game 1 with my poor math, 12 minus 4 is 8, which is Doug's life total.
Yeah. So and he's still got the 1/1 to swing in too, just in case.
Just to cover that 1 point of damage in case Doug, like, I don't know how you gain 1 life in this format.
Yeah. He thought about swinging it in game 1. Okay, there's the Crumble.
Which is going to proc an immediate sack of the land to the Sylvan Safekeeper, which makes sense. And if Darian had missed land here, Doug would have the out of top deck Smother and to cast it.
No, that's a land.
That's a land. He drops it. It's the Echoing Truths and 3 lands, Andrew. That's so brutal. Well, that was a pretty short order win for our buddy Darian, who's he's moving forward into 2-0, where Doug is going to the respectable 1-1. A little update for you. While I'm playing this tournament, you can't see me right yet, but I will kind of constantly keep you mildly updated. I had a round 1 bye because I was number 1 on the leaderboard and top 4 of the leaderboard for this event. Get buys, that was me, Darian Balzer, who we just saw, my buddy Wes, and Aiden Rickle. Wes was on Moneyball Black, Aiden Rickle is on Blue White Tron, so hopefully we see those guys on camera. If anyone's curious, I am playing Classic Groatog at this event. But Andrew, hopefully you enjoyed that one, man. That was a fast game.
That was a clinic for the Angry Ghoul deck for sure, showing exactly why it can just run away with a match.
Yeah, I'm really happy we got that one. That was actually like a really good example of why to maybe play that deck. It's really good into fair slow strategies. But awesome. Again, if you guys haven't yet, you somehow don't know how this happened, but you don't know who Andrew is. Heavy Play, Premodern. There is a slave company called Heavy Play. I hear they're pretty cool, but annoyingly, they also pop up when you search it in YouTube. So include Premodern to make sure you get the right guy. It's the one with the sick heavy metal song at the beginning of every video. It rules. Just like most good Premodern channels. I don't do that. I need to start doing that. I'm so stupid. But check them out. Great Premodern coverage, just like this video. Normally I'm in the studio, but if you want to watch real games of Premodern with real stakes being sweet cards that we're drawing on and some amount of store credit or whatever, check out Andrew because he does that all the time. Anything? Am I missing anything? Did I forget to say something important?
No, I think that about covers it. I'm very excited to see these come out. Very excited to see all the wonderful people you're partnering with for this very cool idea. Very thankful to have me on here. So yeah, can't wait to
thanks
see
for
these come
coming.
out. Yeah, anytime.
Thanks for helping me make this. I know you're used to actually doing the coverage thing, so this is a nice to put it on easy mode for me. But thank you for coming, Andrew. Thank you guys for watching. If I find out that you're not subscribed to Andrew, I'm going to find you personally. And as always, I'll see you next time.